Hi guys, I'm gonna do a vlog today instead of just a blog because I've got a couple blogs to do today and I don't really have time to write them all out. So this week I tried to tape the garden for you guys using my computer because I thought maybe the video would be a little better quality than my phone. Unfortunately, for some reason, my computer does not like to be walked around while videotaping. So usually just have to suffice with the phone. But you guys asked me what kind of stuff I use in my garden, like tools and equipment. Well, for the spades and the shovels and the hand diggers and things like that, generally I just buy whatever's cheapest. Because my grandfather has a habit of taking your stuff, one. Two, my kids take it to play with because they think it's really fun. And three, sometimes you can find cheap stuff that's just as good quality. Like I kind of bend on it in the store a little bit and seeing if I have a really deep weed with a big root, is this going to break in half on me? Because I had that happen before and you don't want that. But I mean, unless if you know that your stuff's not going to walk up and disappear, then go ahead and buy yourself a nice set. I had a nice set at one point. I'm not sure who walked off with it. Somebody did. Fertilizers. I don't really fertilize my garden. What I do is, I buy this stuff here, Miracle-Gro Shake and Feed, and it lasts 3 months. My garden's almost due, and like this little cup, I use maybe 2 of these in my entire garden. And it makes everything pretty nice and lush, and I get nice blooms on my things generally when I do it every 3 months and I keep up with it. And they're slow releasing little pellets, If you use too much of this stuff, it will kill your plants. Mary did that to my tulips. I showed you pictures of it. This is the stuff she used to kill them. She overfed them. You do not want to do this. You don't ever want to do anything with flowers. You can drown them with water. You can drown the roots. So you have to be careful. For weed prevention, I told my uncle, he loves gardening, my great uncle, and me and him last year had some nice conversations over the course of my aunt's viewing about gardening. Anyway, he's been gardening because, he's in his 60s, so obviously he's been gardening way longer than I have. And I was telling him last year how I just couldn't keep up with the weeds after that big snow we had where it, literally went up to the roof of our house. When the snow melted, my flowers were already up. And I'm like, I've never seen anything like it. And he told me it was because it was kind of tropical under the ground, which made the flowers kind of just huge. Unfortunately, it did the same for the weeds, and since weeds are more persistent and tougher than flowers, I had a terrible time last year with them. He introduced me to this wonderful thing called Preen. Okay, so both of these bottles are about $13 a piece. It's sad because Shake and Feed is the same for, a small bottle of Shake and Feed costs the same as for a big bottle of Preen. Excuse me. So, you don't need a lot of Preen either. And it also prevents up to 3 months. I've bought the Preen mulch as well, and what I did was, because Preen mulch is about $12 a bag, I mixed it in with regular mulch, and I laid it down, and it worked very effectively, and actually, I would say that Preen lasts longer than 3 months, because I didn't really have any problems for almost the entire summer. I only had to really lay it once, and I did okay. So, it's worth the investment. The third thing is watering the garden by hand is a lot of fun. We haven't had rain in 3 days though, My flowers seriously need a lot, and even with all that rain we had the last couple of weeks, my flowers need a lot of water. And so I've had to go and buy another one of these because Mary and Brett thought it was fun to jump on mine and break it. So we had to buy this today. Saves you a lot of time. Kids love playing in it, and honestly, when it's a really hot day like today, it's like hold on, it's 91 degrees out today. It feels really good when you're working in the garden, and that's, comes back and forth over you. It feels so good. So yeah, that's definitely they're definitely necessities in gardening. The preen will just make your life so much easier, and your flowers do need food of some sort above the water. I mean, yeah, you can garden without the shake and feed or Miracle-Gro, whatever your choice is in flowers. But you do need, I mean, if you really want maximum benefits, your flowers need something to help them. And you know what? Sometimes ashes, like I have a very tiny fire pit here, but in the summers we do bonfires outside quite often, and they're very nice. I take all the ashes out of those like the next day, and I dump them in my garden because a lot of plants like ashes. Now, my calla lilies are dying. They're not doing very good. I'm really upset about this, so I'm going to make attempts today to try to bring them back because I really wanted my calla lily garden and it's not working out. Not happy about it. I'm actually very upset about this. Kind of heartbroken. So we'll have to figure it out. Also, I buy a 4-in-1, a 3-in-1 rose spray. It comes in a pink bottle because a lot of bugs are attracted to roses, and they get funguses and things like that, and you just want to spray them to maintain and make sure they're not eaten alive. And some companies, some of those products you can use on other flowers. Like my clematis is being eaten up by bugs, so I need to look up and find out if I can use this in order to put it on there and use it. So we'll see. But I wanted to share these things with you today, and I'm going to do a walkthrough of the garden, of course. It's not looking its maximum today because my calla lilies are dying, and all. But like I've got some really nice buds on my flowers coming in now. A lot of things have started blooming. I'm very happy with my rose bushes because all of them have got flowers on them except for one of them. It's got buds, but not an actual open flower yet. But the rest of them all have flowers, and at least one. So, and a lot of them have 2 or 3 on them. Oh, I'm sorry. My one that's doing very good and getting very tall doesn't have a flower yet. But I'm happy because it's thriving. It's really thriving. And it's got 2 buds. I just saw on it, which means there's 3, there's a 4, there's a bunch of buds on it. This is supposed to be white. All of my other rose bushes are either pink or red. Not intentionally, it just kind of came that way actually. I bought a lot of champagne colored rose bushes and white rose bushes, and they've all died on me. None of them have come up. That's either a Georgia peach rose or it's a champagne white. I'm not sure which one it was. Hopefully though we will have some different colors in here other than red roses or deep pink roses. It'd be nice to get some other colors in here. It's one of the reasons why I bought this stage. because I wanted a little bit other colors. You know, one of my absolute favorite plants in this entire garden is my sage, and it's because I love that kind of off. I love that you know, that white. That white stands out so much in my garden. Because there's so many pinks and reds and purples in my garden, but more pinks and white and more pink and pink than anything, pink and red. We're gonna really try and bring these calla lilies back though, because that would be a very nice variety of color too if we could bring them back. We haven't had any more deer eating anything, so that's nice. You know, when I was at the store today, I had a hard time not buying anything else because there were some plants there that I really wanted. They had calla that were 2 feet tall, and I really wanted those calla lilies. I'm kind of looking here thinking, well, what could I dig up to make another garden? My mom would so kill me. Oh, somebody asked me about irises. No, I do not have any irises in my garden. That does not mean I don't like irises. I don't have any irises in my garden because they've never come up for me. My grandmother has irises, which at the end of this season or the beginning of next season, I'm going to probably dig up a couple of hers and transplant them. I was given the okay last season, and I just wasn't feeling it with some of the issues I had going on. So I didn't do it, but I'm definitely going to do it this year, and they're very pretty purple irises. So I'm looking forward. You know, I'd definitely be looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm gonna hook up my hose and I'm gonna put on my new water sprinkler to see how it works, and I'm gonna feed my flowers, and I'm going to weed my flowers, and then I'm going to lay down preen prevention for my flowers. And then I'm going to go in and finish taking care of my 5-year-old who's got a whopping 101 fever, which isn't too bad. Generally, because children handle fever so much better than adults do, but in my family, I don't get fevers. You know, if I have a fever, I can feel that I have a fever, but a fever doesn't show up on the thermometer that I have a fever. And my daughter is the same way. It doesn't show that Mary's got a fever, generally on the thermometer. So I am concerned because it's 101 and it's very out of character for my child to have a fever. And I was also told last week that there were kids dropping out of the 3-year-old class with fevers all week, 4 or 5 of them. So I'm a little concerned that maybe she's picked something up that she shouldn't have had. There's also she's on steroids right now for poison ivy. It's just a little bit on the arm, and she must be like her dad. Her dad is so allergic to poison ivy that it's insane. I've never got it though. You know, he'd sleep in the bed and he'd have it, like his entire body would be covered with it. I mean, like, it was just awful. It would all over his legs, his feet, everywhere. And he could lay beside me. We'd sleep under the same sheet, and I never would get it. And I haven't gotten it yet, and hopefully I never do. I never want to experience poison ivy. I hear it's horrible. But, so I don't know if maybe the poison ivy is causing the fever. And it went up into the face and up and around the eye. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, whoa, doctor. So, she's on prednisone right now for that, so I don't know if maybe the prednisone is also causing her to have a fever. But she's kind of laying and resting right now. And then again, I've been feeling out of sorts all week. I thought I was having heat exhaustion and heat stroke because the way I felt. If you guys remember, back in 2009 when I was pregnant with my son, I got heat stroke really bad, and yeah, and I swore I'd never have heat stroke again, but it felt a lot like heat stroke that I thought I had. So this week, but then I stayed indoors resting all one day, and I was still not feeling good. So I may not have been heat stroke, it may have been a virus, and I did feel very hot, like I had a temperature. So good possibility that I gave her something. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I've been on here for 15 minutes and 15 seconds, and this is going to take a while to download onto YouTube. It's not going to like me. So, and some of you guys were asking what my garden looks like at candlelight. And so, I'm not doing this today, but I promise you, one night when I come out here, I'm going to put candles on, and I'll walk you through what my garden looks like at candlelight. Okay, guys? So, I wish you all the best of the day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day in my garden and then tend to my sick child. And let's all pray that the mosquitoes do not eat me alive any more than they did. Because right now, and there's another one. Right now, I have 37 on my body in total, and we are still counting. So, let's pray. And also, my mom will be yelling at me because I'm going to be gardening in good clothes and not play clothes. My mother gave me this lecture last week on how we have nice clothes that we play in, and that we function in, and then we have clothes that we play in that is okay to get dirty. And it made me very angry because I'm 24 years old. I will be 25 in a few months. Like, literally, in less than 3 months, I'll be 25. And she's giving me lectures I give to my 5 and 17-month-old children. So, I was very irked by that statement. I had to remind her of my age, and that she didn't buy most of my clothes. And then she kindly reminded me that she did buy the shirt that I was wearing that day. I was like, oh, just shove it in my face, why don't you? Okay, guys, I'm going to go now because the bugs are starting to eat me alive quite ferociously, and I've got a couple things here that I need to get done. Alright, so have a nice day, have lots of fun, and see you guys later.